Okay, folks, good morning. Sorry it took a little longer than expected to get this started. I thought I was ready and I wasn't. Well, we're going to do something different, so hopefully that's all right with you. If not, you can just go watch one of my old videos. I don't know. But this is where you get to use that famous phrase, and hopefully it's not a little jagged because it looks. Why? What's going on here? Read notifications. Here we go. Skip frames. Lovely. Well, like I say, if it doesn't behave like it did before, well, that's not on me. I do the same thing every time. Just the internet just is weird. I've been playing this online game, not much this last week, but with a friend of mine, Don. And sometimes he has ping problems. He has a bunch of drop frames, and I have no problems here. So I said, this is kind of stuff I experience sometimes on my show. Is there'll be a bunch of drop frames, and I don't know why. The mysteries of the internets. I really don't know what's on here. Something a little sticky. Anyhow, so we're going to do something a little bit different. This is literally what you call having a wild hair up your ass. So I get to use that. I get to use that terminology. But we're going to revisit something that I haven't looked at in several years, and that is my collection of Matchbox / Hot Wheels cars. Now, I have built several of these for the Gaslands game, and kind of didn't take it any further for, trying to, I think at the same time I was trying to do DBA, thinking about doing World War II, and getting into Gaslands, and trying to figure out all the rules, and it's overwhelming, and I think what I'm going to do is, since we don't have DBA anymore, really to sidetrack us, and I don't have a huge interest in learning how to play my World War II rules. It is just too big of an ask right now with my workload. So I figured, well, I'm playing when I do play with the local group. They seem to be making their own rules for everything, and that I really never considered that really as an option, because it's nice to have everybody play the certain kind of rules and everybody be familiar with them. But there's so many loopholes and things that are already made out. So even something like Gaslands, which has, the core of the rules are pretty good. It has a lot of loopholes, and it has a lot of storyline stuff that none of us really care for. So I think I'm going to look at doing some of that stuff. But in doing that, we've played the game probably 4 or 5 times. Good morning, Ben. We've probably played the game 4 or 5 times with vehicles just like this. You know what? I'm going to zoom this. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit more. This is a pain in the ass to do. You'd think it'd be really easy. I'm having a shitload of skip frames, so let's see. How do I do this again? Because is it display capture? No, it's Samsung webcam. I think it's webcam. Fuck, I don't remember how to do it. I just don't do it enough. Nope, that's not it. It's not obvious. It's counterintuitive a little bit. No. I don't remember how to do it. Well, we'll leave it alone. If I have to zoom in on something, we'll do it like that. But we just played basically with the vehicles like this. But I'm a what you see is what you get kind of person. So I wanted to, ever since the move a year and a half ago, I've got all this stuff bottled up, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what I have out here. Let's see what I have out here because I've got these ideas, and I've always thought about doing this, having alternative teams and factions and stuff like that. I guess factions you can't really use for, you're talking about like nations. What's your faction? Japan, Italy, Germany. No, that's a nation. I want factions like team names. So I just kind of want to see what I have out here because I've got some ideas of something you do and just do one of them at a time. Now, the ones I've made, I've spent way too much time painting them, so I can't do them that way. Now, those were done before I did the World War II things, and the World War II stuff that I do is a lot quicker. Even though takes a while, the detailing might take a while, but the overall color of it doesn't take that difficult. Isn't that difficult? Basically, spraying it black, dry brushing a color, giving it a wash, dry brush that color back on, lighten that color back up with dark sand, bringing it up to a certain level, adding the black lining, start the weathering process, and that's it. It sounds like it's a lot complicated, but each level you do takes less and less time. I think doing it that way and get pretty good results instead of like layer painting everything, which is what I was doing. Now, the vehicles I have, which I have 4 or 5 of them, they look really good, but man, they just took way too long. So I'm never going to get a team. I'm the only one that's interested in painting these. I don't really want to play the game again not painted. You know, it's an okay game, but, and by the way, these are vehicles that won't be on stands. It works better without the stand, but you got to seal the wheels so they don't roll on you and stuff like that. But anyhow, I wanted to see what exactly I have in my inventory, and figures and all that kind of stuff, and kind of put it in one place because I may start working on one this weekend. I know I still got my World War II stuff out there. Whatever, just like everybody else, I'm jumping around, right? So anyhow, but I don't like the core of the rules are fine, but if something doesn't make sense, and it's an opportunity to call it something different, so that'll be in the works. They're not paying me any money. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I don't want to be. And they're not paying me any money to play the game for someone, so I can do whatever the hell I want with it. I mean, I bought it. Actually, I bought multiple copies of it, and probably going to buy one more copy of it. So it's digital. The book's too damn nice to be tearing up. So anyways, I'm going to go through here, see what I have. But I'm going to go ahead and bring out the stuff that I have worked on. I wish there was a way to... There is a way. I just don't remember how to do it. I just don't do it enough. Okay, it's webcam, it's this. So let me go here into open source properties. And let's see if I can... It's not there. Maybe configure video. You'd think there'd be like a zoom button that'd be really easy to do. And it's not. I'm telling it to close and it won't close. Oh, this thing came up. All right, here we go. Let's zoom this in. What is that? Apply. Okay. Okay. Maybe it zoomed in too much. Okay, so it was on this. Man, it's really slow. Come on. Okay, when I press configure video, there's a pop-up down here. Man, it's acting like it's not plugged in, but it's definitely plugged in. Okay, now let's just leave the exposure on auto. Apply. All right, we got it zoomed in some. let's close this. I don't know why it's being so damn jerky. Okay. Let's see what we have. There we go. And it works with the jungle terrain, so we can, we can have a I got a lot of spare parts, and I know where they all are at. Nope, do not fall down. Okay. All right, these are the ones that are, I think, completely complete, including one of the barriers here for the game. I'm looking at this, I'm like, this looks pretty good, but what I do now looks better. Typical. All right, so I first started off just taking some regular ones and just weathering them and adding black lining to them and like painting the windows. So this is the first one that I did. It literally has no weapons on it. This is the actual metallic finish that the car came in. And then, these haven't been repainted, so I don't think I even took them apart. I may have taken them apart. We're going to take everything apart. So this is the first three that I did. I just like, I really like this, paint job that it has on it. I'll just leave it like that. But the problem is it just looks too shiny. It doesn't look in place with any of the other stuff, so... this is what, Tantrum, because it's a Mustang. This one is, I don't remember who the hell this one is. I don't know, these are like a Mexican street gang. And this is the Jalapeno Popper, because it's got that hot fire or whatever. I painted the headlights and everything, so I have a feeling that if I go back and mess with these, I'm probably going to redo them. Now, at that point, I wasn't good enough, so I actually, these other ones are completely painted. This is, I don't even remember the hell this is. Oh, it even says lead foot on it. Yeah, so this ended up being lead foot. And this one has the applique armor on it and stuff like that. This one looks pretty good. Needs some rust. This is, hey, it's a skull, so I ended up calling this guy Skeletor. And you can actually remove it. And there's his little happy ass in there. I know you can't. Hold on, let's get another light source in here. All right, find the camera, dumbass. Anyways, he's painted purple like Skeletor. Got little goggles on him and everything. And we add some little guns here to the front of this one. There's no point in putting a driver in there and not being able to see him. And then this is Mud Puppy, which this is a Bronco. We took this one apart. This one turned out pretty well. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't actually glued this rocket in place. But it goes something like this. But honestly, they're in too good a shape. I mean, if you look at this thing, took forever layer painting all the different colors on here. It took forever. I can't do it that way. Not that it's not pleasurable. It's just like I'm not going to get anywhere. And of course, this is Hippie-ki-yay. This one really took. We even got a guy in there. And the lighting in here, I don't know. The lighting in here is great. You go and do a video and it sucks. This is Herb. He's got a little tie-dye bandana on. And we got a guy that sits here at the back. Again, I haven't glued him in. I should, because he's always got to be there. So that's what I have so far. And that was layer painted as well. Like, it looks great, but, I mean, it took a long time. I did one more. I did a Volkswagen Beetle for, I gave it to my wife for our anniversary. Hey, not available in stores. Just decided to do it. So, with that said, let's take a look at what else we have to go with it. So I'm going to move these guys off to the side. These guys are pretty much done. They've all been sealed and everything. Yeah, it's got all kinds of hand-painted shit on it. Little flowers and mesh in there, and one of these exaggerated type things. All right, I'm going to move this stuff to the side. I've got 19 more of these, I believe, to do. This took no time to do. So, you know, we've got palm trees now that we can race around. I said that was one of the reasons I wanted to do the palm trees, is because they go every which way. Okay, this is one of the non-converted ones. And what is this? This is made in Indonesia. I'm not sure what kind of a model this is. This almost looks like one of those new, I think it's a make-believe vehicle. But it looks like one of those Hyundai Santa Fe's or whatever. He just came out with some new pickup truck looking thing. Hyundai? Yeah, it's Hyundai. Yeah. Anyhow, I got some stripper stuff that I bought because the last one stayed at the other place. Okay. Let's go through the ones that are unboxed. Oh, good. I was looking for where the figures were. Okay, this is a Simpsons car. Does it even say Simpsons car on it? So Hot Wheels. Simpsons Family Car, 2014. Yep. This is the one I used in the first race. We just used it as is. Let me kill this light so it doesn't get a raw. And it's pretty. It hasn't been taken apart or anything. Haven't done anything to it. What I call this guy, Pinky Pinkelstein is I think what it was. He ended up actually winning the race, and it was just a standard car with like a machine gun, but it's got nothing on it. So I don't. You know, there's no point in painting the cars and then doing that with them. I don't think I want to go completely Mad Max with them, you know, but something in between, you know, would be okay, you know. You see a lot of these people paint them, and it's almost like they spray paint them all with black and just add stuff and dry brush metal, and they're done. Like, that's not good enough. All right, we got a pick 'em up truck here. So one of the teams or one of the groups that I'm definitely going to do is a bunch of rednecks. Chevy K1500 pickup truck. This is a Matchbox. So the Matchboxes are available at the dollar store for $1. So a lot of these are Matchbox. And to be honest with you, the Matchbox ones, I think, have better tires. The Hot Wheels have a lot of the repeat tires. Does the Indonesian one at least have rubber tires? No, they sold all the rubber away. The only ones that have rubber tires, I think, are the Johnny Lightnings, which are really expensive. I have a few of those, and they're probably the most realistic shaped cars. But all the Matchbox, I think this was this a Matchbox as well, and this is the Hot Wheels. Yeah, the Hot Wheels tend to have shittier tires. I think as a general rule, the Matchbox are almost like realistic looking vehicles. You know, you got undercarriage here; it's completely solid or whatever. You know, but definitely doing a group of rednecks, and you know, I was brainstorming, and I already got names for many of them. And keep your pants on. I want a British team, so I wanted to go through here and make sure that there was a British influence team that I had British influence vehicles by. I'm like, I gotta have a Mini Cooper, and I do. Okay, so that's probably the first one I'm going to do. Hey, Kevin. And of course, the name of the British team is Cruel Britannia. So it is. So and it's not going to be. None of this is going to be PC. So even less PC than I normally am. It's all about making fun of shit. All right, what else do we have that's open? This is one I've actually used in a game. It is looks like some hot rod type of van with a bunch of like Coca-Cola bottles, except they're blue. So this is the, oh, I'm glad you're here, Barnes, because I have a question for you. Yes, specifically you. I'll do that one next. So he has a bunch of like, it's like a ring toss vehicle, right? This is it's got to be a Hot Wheels. Made in Malaysia. Doesn't say. I think it's a Hot Wheels just by the shape of the wheels, I think. And yeah, the Hot Wheels tend to have smooth wheels, and the Matchbox tend to have textured wheels. I think as a general rule. Anyways, this was a guy that threw that was throwing a bunch of Molotov cocktails. So I called him the Flaming Tosser. Yes, I understand the double entendre to it. That's the whole point. Okay, so that'd be probably a good British team, considering that's a word you guys use a lot. All right, what else do we have that's open, that's been used? That's been used in a game. We got this thing. I don't think this came like in a jungle set. Man, the glare on this chrome is out of control. Yeah, this is like a Doom buggy, which is perfect because, we can race in between the palm trees and stuff. But like I said, I got to remember how to replay the game. I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably not going to do that alone. I'm probably going to do it with Mitch. Every game I played of Gaslands, he's also played. I'm just going to call it something different. Because when something doesn't make sense, that's what it is. I don't think I'm going to run the game where everybody can create their own vehicles. These vehicles will already be pre-made with cards, and you're going to like randomly get one assigned. So you can't have guys that, oh, I don't like using this weapon. I don't like playing this way. Sorry, that's who you get, Okay, back to your question for you, Barnes. And I don't know, I thought about you because you're Captain Yorkshire. Is Shropshire near Yorkshire? Is Shropshire in Yorkshire? I guess I could have just looked that up. Because one of the British vehicles I want is going to be the Shropshire Slasher. From Bugs Bunny fame, of course. Every time I hear Shropshire, I think of that guy. And I also think of that county class cruiser. Let's see, I can just look it up on a map. It is not. Sounds like it's in Wales, or on the border of Wales. Well, threw that out the window. I guess we won't put a white flower on them. I was thinking of doing it. It sounds like, I guess because it just ends in Shire, I just assumed, being a stupid American. Oh, we got some good stuff here. Yeah, this is the van I was going to use for him. Yeah, it's just a standard van. I don't know what the hell it is. It is a Hot Wheels 1986 Malaysia. It's funny, you're not going to find any of these made in China except for the Maestos. The Maestos are the Chinese ones. All the other ones are going to be either Malaysian, Thailand, or Indonesia. So, actually, that might be a little bit fun. Let's see, where's this one made from? Matchbox, Thailand. Okay, Thailand's over here. Where's this guy? Malaysia. That's funny, my one viewer from Malaysia didn't even know that Malaysia was one of these were made out of. Indonesia. Okay. Actually, Thailand's on this side. Indonesia's down here, if you're looking at a map. Made in Malaysia. That was this, wasn't it? Yeah. Where's this one at? Indonesia. Okay. They might have come from the same set. And this is Malaysia, Hot Wheels. Yeah, I kind of like that van. Remember that van that those two guys ran in 101 Dalmatians, right? Those two Cockney guys drove around in a big van. Now, it's not one of these typical British vans. This is like a generic looking something or another, but, No, Tony. Yeah, I know. All I had to do was look at a stupid map. What else we got here is open. This is in parts, and when I find all the parts, here's another one of the parts. This is a primate rescue, and this is going to be one of the characters that we're going to show up in my Modern Africa, my imagination game, and this was going to be one of these guys that's like sitting there trying to save the apes, and he gets himself into a big, in the middle of an altercation with everybody else. Where's this? This is a Thailand one. Scrambulance. This doesn't look like an ambulance at all. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be built for this game. This is really for, the other thing. Yeah, because I wanted to save this because it's got, it's got a gorilla on there. It's like perfect. Bit of a schlep for me. Spent a whole summer 1 year traveling there weekly. Yeah, that is a bit far. All right, what do we got here? Who's winning? Malaysia. Indonesia's over here. There we go. There. That's a little bit better on the map. Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Whew. All right, what's this? I suspect this one's Indonesia because it probably came from the same set as this. And I'm correct. Yeah, this is some kind of... Does this even have a name? It does not. It's glossy as shit. So I actually have a metal drill bit where I can take these out pretty quick. It's not too bad, but it is the most dangerous thing I do in the hobby is trying to take these. Hot Wheels has special cars called Treasure Hunt with special tires, maybe rubber. A white van. Okay. Would this be an okay shape? We can make it white. Yeah, like I said, I'm brainstorming. I'm like, it's Cruel Britannia. These... And I'm like, I gotta have a Mini Cooper. And I got these grouped in by, where they come from. This one's also open. And they're not all made the same. Like, these feel cheap as hell, Maybe these are the ones made by slave labor. Malaysia. This is a Hot Wheels. Yeah. Again, all these just have smooth wheels. That, and I started watching 3D bot makers videos again. Man, that really cheers me up during my lunch break. That was freaking hilarious, man. There's some really talented dude there. This is some kind of truck or whatever. Truck with like a jet engine or some shit like that. All right. I'm trying to get to the ones that aren't open, and I don't really want to open them all. They would take up a lot less space. Okay. Here's one that I actually bought off of eBay. Used, so it is dinged up. I believe it's a Matchbox because it looks realistic. Oh, made in China. Shame on you. Made in China, and it's relatively old, I believe. If I can see the date on it. It's not a new one, but anyways, this is what I was going to do. Is one of the ones called the Wambulance. So it's going to be an ambulance that has like a harpoon on it. One of the weapons in the game is a harpoon, so I put that in like a cow catcher or something like that, so it rams into people and stuff like that. Okay, China. China's the hell up there. All right, we got what's this? A Prius? A police Prius? Thailand. It's a Matchbox Prius, 2009. Okay. Ah, yes, the Green Meanie. This is a Spider-Man themed one that's actually supposed to be the Green Goblin. And this is a Thailand one. It's called Jaded. It almost looks like a Carmen Ghia. Actually, that's what it looks like to me. You guys are old enough to know what a Carmen Ghia is. Pretty good looking vehicle, actually. This one. Carmen, I saw one the other day, not that long ago. I was walking with my daughter. I said, "You know what that is?" She said, "Is that a Porsche?" I said, "No, it's a Carmen Ghia." It's excruciatingly underpowered. Cool car, unless you're in a wreck in it. It's probably not a good idea that you were in that. Now this one actually has rubber tires. This is I'm not sure what vehicle this is. Some kind of American. Is it the Riviera? I want to say it's a Buick Riviera. This thing's freaking heavy. It's all metal. And this is a Johnny Lightning one. Where's this one made? No dice. Or if it does, it's China. Fuckers. But you can see I started modifying this one a little bit. I put like a plate here on the front, and there's a little machine gun here, and a something something on the back. It's actually, I think a Buick Riviera is actually a pretty cool looking vehicle. So we may just leave this one as is. I need to get some mesh, and I think on some of these I gave up tearing them apart because I didn't have a metal bit. I have one of those now, so. And then this is one where we're doing some major. Yeah, here's the harpoon. Here's the harpoon for the ambulance. This is some crazy ass freaking truck or something. I don't even remember how the hell this goes. Here we go. Now this definitely looks like I didn't even have to do that much modification to this thing. This thing just looks like mean and gonna run somebody off the road kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know what the hell I got this from. I think it was from one of them squeezy juice box things. Is extremely low pay considered slave labor? No, I think slave labor is just a different level altogether. And it looks like I had a gun up here and it broke off. Well, that's not too surprising considering what hell these guys have been through. And this is a Malaysia. This is a Malaysian group. Fast Gassin is what this thing is called. So this is where it ended. This vehicle ended like that. So I added this thing to the back. Just for, if I don't like it, I could take it off. I don't know. And I painted it black. Okay. I think that may be everything that we have opened. Nope. We got a Land Rover down here. We got a Land Rover. Land Rover Discovery. Not a traditional one. Made in Thailand, Matchbox. Man, this thing's wide. The Prius looks really big. Now, we took a road trip to Historicon and we rented a Prius. Oh, it's 1/62nd. Okay, so it's slightly larger. But if you've ever ridden in a Prius, they have a lot of space on the inside, which of course means probably they don't have any stuff to compress and you probably die in there like sardines. But anyways, I was impressed by that. Here we go. We got more. We got some of our African vehicles here, or the ones that were going to head that way. This isn't necessarily one of them, but I do have a dump truck. It's got to be a Matchbox by the tires. Yep. Garbage truck, 2008, made in Thailand. Again, whatever scale this is probably closer to 1/72nd. Matchbox usually put the scale things R on them, or they used to. Doesn't really matter for this, but it's definitely got plastic parts in it and shit like that. Well, we got another van. Maybe this is a more appropriate van. This is kind of like a travel van. I don't know if I've gotten this for the campers. I got one of the factions for my tongue-in-cheek game was going to be the Happy Campers. And they're going to be, you know, child molesters that come in there and, you know. Well, you have to kill them. It's okay. But this got some details inside of this van. I don't know. This is like a small camper or something like that. Where's this one from? This is a Matchbox? Oh, it's got the little door opens like this. Got it. Thailand. I don't know. They're pretty even. China's way behind until we get the Mastos out. Maybe I should take them out of the box. Okay, a school bus. Even says GMC on it. It's a GMC school bus. Thailand? Thailand. Oh, another Land Rover. Did $1 a piece. I got these a long time ago. This is just a really cheap, no-name fuel truck. This has got to be Chinese. Yeah, I didn't tell you it is. Like no detail on the wheels, nothing on it. No doubt that's spray painted. Alright, so in 20 millimeter, I actually have a group of guys that's a bunch of kid soldiers with AKs. Little African kid soldiers. And they're going to come out of the ice cream truck. So that's what they ride in here. So, they ride the ice cream truck in a battle. So, where the hell is this ice cream truck from? Ice cream van. Oh, I'm sorry. Matchbox, Thailand. Now, I don't know if any of these, this might be actually a waste of time doing this, but I have stripped some of these vehicles down, and Matchbox, all these vehicles, almost all of them have pretty decent detail when you get this goop off. I mean, this paint is really, really thick, and I've taken some of the paint off of some of these things, and there's really some nice detail underneath them. You know, you think, this is just a piece of crap for $1. No, a lot of them. Now, you can't strip this one because this is plastic. So you strip this and you got problems on your hands. But if it's metal, and I may not even strip them. I don't know what I'm going to do because that is another step in the process. So, but I'm not going to jump around with these things. We'll do one. You know, if I burn out on these, I'll have a couple more made. But this thing has rubber tires. So I think it's a Johnny Lightning. It is a Johnny Lightning. Made in China. It's a Dodge pickup truck. What year is it? 65? Where's the super readers at? Yeah, the good thing about the rubber tires, you can just take them off. Paint everything and then put them back on. 1965 Dodge pickup. 1994 Play Mantis. So yeah, this might actually be worth some money, but you know, one of the things that's really cool, if you go to a flea market, there's lots of people that sell Matchbox Hot Wheels cars. I don't know what they want for them, but, you know, because I'm like I'll buy that for $1 category. But this is a Chinese one. I mean, this one feels really good. So this is like perfect for Africa. You know, you have some guerrilla guys behind there going into battle. This looks like it should have some kind of like Italian-esque type of camouflage. Maybe it's the round headlights. Now, it's a pretty cool looking vehicle. Italian-esque meaning like, you know, World War II. Okay, we got a Doom buggy here. This is probably a Matchbox set. Yeah, Baja Bandit, made in Thailand. Yeah, again, all of this structure in here, this is all plastic, so you can't, there's nothing to strip there. You just have to spray paint and hope for the best. Now, I'm not a big fan of using spray paint because it's stinky, and now you got to sign a waiver if you ever buy it in a store. Like, you know, like you're going to go huff that or something, you know. I said, man, I got tequila at the house. I don't need to get high off of freaking paint fumes. Like this one right here, this Bronco had a lot of plastic parts in it. This Bronco had a lot of plastic parts. All this was on there. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I just need to find a way to paint it. I paint things in a different way now. You know, there's actually guys in here. There's actually folks in here. See if I can. I'm going to take a picture of them and show them to you. So these are going to be vehicles that are already pre-made, and it's just a matter of you. Do you happen to get to play it? All right, so we got a couple of rednecks here. I don't remember what the hell the names of them are. One's got an AR-15, and one's got 1911 or something like that. These are figures by, I believe they're Stan Johansson's figures. One guy's even got a plaid shirt on. And you can't really see them because they're just hidden in there, but so I have done plaid before. Got to get a little creative how to, because his arm sticks out. Got to do a redneck in a vehicle with his arm like dangling all the way out of the car. That's what they do now. Back when I was doing these, that wasn't a thing. Now you got all these rednecks that have the back of their truck back. The front of it is higher than the back, and they have their arm dangling out of the freaking vehicle like they want it crushed. That's like a thing now. So we got to make fun of that shit. That's what we're here for. Making fun of people in social commentary. Oh, this redneck bastard fell out of here. Yeah, you got to get creative how to put this thing in here. All right, it's funny because this is the one that's a difficult one to get in with his hand, but the seats are all painted and everything. I don't want to do a ton of like armor plating and stuff on these vehicles because then you end up making every vehicle look the same as every other vehicle. Like I still like them to look like you could tell what the core vehicle was. You know, you don't want to turn every single vehicle into a bunker. They all look the same. Oh, it's on backwards. There we go. You know, I can't glue that in because I've glued it in and I can't take it apart. All right, this one's done, so we go over here. All right, we got time for a sip of coffee. You guys enjoying this? You something different? I can't really use this one for. By the way, I happen to hate these kind of vehicles. These 1930s hot rod chopped up things. I just think they're stupid. With that said, this might serve a purpose. And it looks like it's missing a whole lot, but that's how it came. Oh, it's a Chinese Hot Wheel. Does it have a name? Hooligan. Okay. Yeah, this thing's asking for something back here. Maybe like a pintle mount for a gun, put a guy back here. It needs something. It needs something. This is over here in the Chinese group. All right. Who's winning, by the way? Thailand is winning? I would have thought Malaysia would have been winning. All right, what we got here? This is like a Ford van. Remember these things from the 1970s? Even has a little bubble in there. This has got to be a Chinese no-name thing. Made in, wait for it, Hong Kong. Yep, that's what it says. That's pre-1997 or whatever. Hong Kong. You go in the China pile now. You guys go in the China pile. I got a lot more. I mean, this is so that's what I want to do. I want a British team. I want a German team. I want to but I want them to be pre-made, and you have a card made for it, and here it is, and that's who and if the points don't add up or whatever, well, you got to play them differently or whatever, and that's just how it is. I don't want people to have their own. I mean, maybe it's a random draw, like who you get. That's fine too. You know. Okay, so these old things, you guys will recognize these. These are old Matchbox armored cars that are for. I am missing one vehicle. I'm missing my UN vehicle, my moron van. It's done. That's how I was holding this thing. These are original from the 70s Matchbox, and they look so rough because they've got really bad black lining on them. But it's all I gotta do is dry brush them white. These are gonna be white vehicles that are for the little turret for this is in there somewhere. For the my UN in the African game, which I call Moron, Multinational Organization of Regional Observers and Negotiators. So the Moron Force. They're not for this, but they could be. I mean, I guess one of them could be. These were hard to track down. Like the top of this had, I want to say, had some dude sticking out of it that was really out of scale. So I closed it up and put a little hatch line on it, put a piece of plastic. These have been torn up and put back together. I believe this has a little machine gun turret. I want to say this one's based on a Fox. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they're just completely make-believe British vehicles, but they're definitely post-war armored car, British armored car looking things. I got another Land Rover. Okay, well. We got some things that are torn up. I can't believe this is thrown in here. So this is how we can't do things anymore. So here's a Prius that I have painted and layering, or started painting and layering. It was taking forever and a freaking day. And it was just going to be, this is from my battle hippies. These guys are basically a bunch of Save the Earth guys, but they were armed, and they were like violent guys. Antifa guys before Antifa. Antifa hadn't been invented yet when I was doing this. So, yeah, well, this is that's another Prius. Yeah, I don't glue things to things now and to hold them. Now I use the stick them. I don't know when the hell I was doing this. Probably 2018, something like that. 17, maybe even before that. What else we got here? Okay, this is a British vehicle. All right, folks, is this British? It's like a Mini Cooper type of thing. The front of this is totally a Mini Cooper. Austin minivan. There you go. This is on Cruel Britannia. Got some nice looking wheels on it too. Yeah. There you go. It's definitely. What is this one? Thailand. Man, Thailand has just taken over. It's funny. One of the factions I want to do is definitely rice burners, and they're probably going to be called something like that. Maybe even rice baby. I don't have any of their cars here. I don't have any like super Japanese rice rockets. I don't have them. So I do need to buy a WRX like mine. It's gonna be Sabrina, but yeah, I don't have any. Yeah, I'm doing this because, like, okay, if I go to the store, like, let me go look at the toy aisle and see what's there. I don't have to buy anything. I just enjoy going and looking at stuff, you know? You can have fun, not spend any money. Now, we got a lot. Okay, so this is a really cool vehicle. This is a Johnny Lightning, and it looks like I was doing something trying to close up the windows or something like that. I believe this is the vehicle. I could be wrong. It might actually be this one, which is a Lincoln Continental. That the head guy of the faction drives around in. What do you got here? 18 van. You know, one of the ideas I had for the A-teams, like if they're going to drive around, they can't kill anybody. All I can do is wound people. What's this? Okay, this is the camera. So I have one of these sets that actually came with a camera. Well, talk about old school. This thing is huge. And I have a recorder here. We got a dog. Interesting. I had some stuff in here, man. Pigs. Got pigs? Pigs. Yeah. Okay, this is where all my modern African guys are that aren't painted. Let's get all this shit together. Here's a 1960s type of van car. This is definitely perfect for the whole African. I don't know who makes this one. Johnny Lightning. This is a realistic looking vehicle. Like, it's really realistic looking. Like, you just leave that alone. They almost like weather it and just roll with it. Now, I did take it apart. There's probably a windscreen in here somewhere. But this thing is like perfect. This is like, I don't know what time period it is. 1966? Probably something like that. 67, 68. Made in China. Does it say what it is? The fuck was that? A little ball of something. Where's the super readers at? Doesn't say what it is. It's definitely an American station wagon. This goes in the Chinese pile. This won't be for Car Wars, or whatever we end up calling it. Okay, here's the cameraman. He's even got a beret. I don't know exactly how this goes, but it's part of a plastic set. Here's the turret. Here's a windscreen. What do you got here? Is this one of the... Yeah, we got to put these somewhere else. These are the... I don't even remember what the hell these guys... The name of this company is anymore. DH? I want to say it's DH. I've got like these Rhodesian guys, and they're going to be the... the commandos that come in there. This is the wheels for this car. There's two. I need to do this anyway, so. Here's a helicopter I have here in case one of them needed to do an escape. Oh, these are the 18 figures. I forget who the hell makes those. And here's some scatter terrain with some tires, dumpsters. More tires. Okay, that I need to put together because that's okay, here's the windscreen. Another tire. The other one's in here somewhere. It's weird, not only do they have removable tires, the rim comes off with them. Yeah, this is like the big, almost like the big vehicle like Kennedy was in when he was shot. I think it goes something like. Yeah, it's a Cadillac. 59 Cadillac. Yeah, it's got the wheels are weird. They like come off the whole rim comes off with them. Odd. Anyhow, we're not going to mess with this. This is definitely for the African theme thing. So is the 18 van, and so is this one, and so is this one. We're definitely not going to use, and so is this one. We're definitely not going to use, and so is the ice cream van. We're definitely not going to use these for the Car Wars stuff. And same thing with these 1976. Okay, that was my pile of junk, all thrown together. Freaking dusty. It's been closed up and it's dusty. Another helicopter, for some reason I have one. News helicopter. I don't know. Here's all the weapons stuff that I have, including. I want to get a Pinto that drives around backwards and it's its explosive device. Look at this big old bomb. Looks like something from the Minions would have. Totally exaggerated size like that. Rocket launchers, things like that. I forget who the hell makes that stuff. What they do. Alright. We got this guy. It's a Hot Wheels. This is a 68 Nova. Again, perfect for this. Good looking vehicle. It's a shame you got to paint over it. It's a nice paint job and everything. Collect them all. Yeah, I don't think I paid more than maybe $1.50 for any of these. You got lots of stuff at the store, but I don't think I have any Japanese ones. Here's another redneck faction one. It's an old traditional looking pickup truck that they used to have in the 70s with the. There we go. With the bulge here at the wheel wells. Old Chevy. Where did this little British thing? Yeah, this is totally for one of the British vehicles, right? I mean, it's an Austin. What else am I going to use that thing for? Here's another ice cream van. Well, even more reason not to use that other one. Guaranteed these are all from the dollar store. Here's a Volkswagen Beetle Doom Buggy looking thing. That could be one of the German vehicles. You know, it's not exactly a flashy Porsche or anything like that. Ford Ranchero. Okay, this is the Mexican group. This is definitely the low riders from the Mexican mafia looking guys, which these other two vehicles would be as well. Yeah, I'm gonna repaint. It just had a cool paint job. I'm gonna just weather it. I'm like, I look at that now and I'm like, yeah, we could do better than that. It's actually a cool looking vehicle. And the front of it looks really nice. It'll paint up well. Again, it's just all chromed out. Like that's like an opportunity to paint things. I already have a lot. There's so much more. HW armored truck. Now this one's completely plastic, so you can't strip this thing. Oh, Hot Wheels Metro. That's what the HW is. What does it say? Hot Wheels Reserve. Okay, play money. This is a cool vehicle. This is a cool looking vehicle. A Ford Torino, and it's lowered. And it looks really pretty good. It reminds me kind of the Riviera, but the Riviera isn't exaggerated. Also, the Riviera comes apart, or it used to come apart. Did I take it apart? Maybe I never took it apart. It's got fuzzy seats. It's got like little seats that are like fuzzy, terry cloth like. I don't know how it's going to paint over. This is a cool looking vehicle. It even has a back here. It looks like it's armored with louvers. Okay, here's one of these Johnny Lightnings. These things are probably actually worth quite a bit of money. I don't care. We're not here to resell shit. And what is this? A Camaro, a 68 Camaro. SS. Super Sport. Yeah, it's got real rubber tires on it. Ooh, comes with a free key. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely a Gaslands type vehicle. So you have one that comes with a toilet. It definitely needs to be something bubbly and brown, and then they can like pour on somebody. It'd be like an oil slick equivalent. It's called Gotta Go. Yeah. Shitter's full. Okay, I don't know who the heck this makes. Is this a little... It's a Subaru truck. Well, I guess there's one Japanese vehicle. These tiny little things. Does it have the... Yep, it's got the steering wheel on the British side. Yeah, this is definitely from the dollar store. I was asking for some guy to be up on a pinto mount or something like that. And some of these I ended up getting them just for the accessories. Because you got tracks that come with this little... This is a skid steer. And you've got a cow catcher on the front. It's like this would be perfect for like the ambulance or something like that. Matchbox construction. Oh, if you're 0 to 3 years old, so sad. No play for you. Okay, what's this? This is a Hot Wheels Larry Wood Dodge Dart. This is a nice looking vehicle. I don't know about that red trim on the wheels, but Ice Charger. I think this is the one from the Fast and Furious. Yeah, from one of them stupid movies. The actual vehicle looks pretty cool. And asking to have some kind of conversions done to it. Cars inspired by popular movies, TV shows, video games, and more. Yeah, here's another one. The only reason I got this was for the front of it. One hell of a cow catcher type of front. I think it would probably fit on the ambulance just fine. No. Can you just pull that off? No, I'm gonna have to take it apart. Let's see. I think so. So this is like the front of the ambulance will be this. This would be this on it. Yeah. We're not gonna rip that apart and have a different issue, but we're gonna put the front of this on the ambulance. Yeah, this would be like, you could almost put the back of this toilet thing on the back of this when you're done with it. Yeah. Be a crap duster. Well, that's probably perfect. Well, now we got to put it in a pile. What pile does this one go in? Thailand, of course. Okay. Yeah, I need to be careful opening all these things up, or I'm gonna have a ton of trash and no receptacle here to throw it away in. This is one of the Chinese ones. I just like the look at this van. I mean, the green on this is gorgeous. This is a Maisto. These are all from these are carried by the dollar store. I've only seen them in the dollar store, and they're all Chinese. Maisto, I thought they were French. And exaggerated with the back high and the front low. These are some of the Gasland stuff here with the guides, dice. Hazards, etc. There's another Maisto Chevy pickup truck extended cab. Almost looks a little too civilized for the redneck faction. Hey, I want my rednecks to be all hillbilly and shit. Alright, here is like a modern duck, and I don't know why the hell this is all torn up here. Matchbox Off-Road. It's like an amphibious, it's called a Swamp Commander. Oh, it's a transformer. It has... Do the wheels go down? No, it looks like the wheels would go down. Okay, maybe this is a good vehicle for Africa. Because you could be on a river and something like that. We're going to put it in the African thing. This has got that written all over it. This is a pretty cool vehicle, actually. I feel like I must have gotten that from somebody. And we have a complete set here. It hasn't even been opened from Matchbox. We got a dune buggy, which is the same as this one, just in different coloration. Wheels are even the same, just different wheel coloration. So by the time you strip it, it ends up being the same vehicle. Like a pickup truck here. Some squishy looking off-road vehicle, whatever the hell it is. Can they tell you what it is on the back? No, they don't. Okay. Something with a bunch of roll bars, which is different than this one. And another kind of off-road vehicle. Yeah, so... And these vehicles are perfect for running through the jungle and stuff. So... And, like, I played the first Gaslands iteration, the one that came in a little Osprey book, the thin Osprey book. And they didn't have jumps or any of all that stuff in there, so... We haven't even delved in that stuff before. Alright. But wait, folks, there's more. There's a little more. No Japanese vehicles. Alright. This is a redneck faction vehicle right here. A Nova Wagon Gasser. Oh, look, it's got the front higher than the back. They were like predicting the future. Jerry-rigged. There's a term that's not used anymore. Nova Wagon Gasser, 1964. This is definitely a redneck vehicle. It's just got that written all over it. Okay, we have this is a Oshkosh Defense M ATV. It looks like it's a police department thing, but looks like it had a weapon up here, but doesn't have it. Armored little guy or whatever. You found your second edition Gasland templates last week. I have it. The book is too nice to use. The book is gorgeous. The only problem I have with it, the game is a good game. I mean, the managing the dice is awesome. The only thing I don't like about it, has a lot of loopholes. So I'm going to call it something different because, if something doesn't seem right, we're going to change it. I don't want to say, hey, you're playing Gaslands. You're not playing it exactly the way it's played. Fuck you then. We're calling it something else. The factions that they came up with were stupid. They had like a ghost one and all that kind. It's just dumb, And I had to leave. I was a member of the Gaslands Facebook group, and I had to leave the group. There was way too many tendery people there that were just like, oh no, people that just don't have a backbone. So I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Another one that I bought for basically for the front of this is a, what do they call those things? A lull. It's basically a lull loader. That's what they call them here in the States. This guy. This is Purple People Eater. I'm probably going to paint it. I'm going to repaint it, but it'll be purple. Yeah. Are we leaving the best one for last? Seems like it. Here's another Johnny Lightning. What is this? 64 Pontiac GTO. I don't know. GTO sounds like it's some kind of muscle car, but this doesn't look that muscly. Hey, what's up, Hoffman? Oh, we're looking at firing up, working on some stuff for Gaslands again. I haven't touched that in about 5 years. So I'm going through and kind of doing an inventory. Oh, here we go. You got a truck with a couple porta potties. I ought to be teammates of this guy right here. Got shitters full and then the porta potty. You got little porta potty things. I think they're removable. You can put them on the side of the road, which actually is probably more useful. That way people could run into them and create a spill. Okay, yeah. The last one, which is, of all these, probably the one I would work on first. This guy. All right, so this guy's, it's a Mini Cooper. So this is definitely the Cruel Britannia team, and it's got to be racing green. It's got to be a British racing green, or equivalent to a British racing green. I have a Vallejo that'll probably work for that. And kind of a makeshift, Union Jack painted on the roof, etc., or something like that. And this thing already has a name. This is going to be Oi Boy. So, unfortunately, it looks really similar to this guy. But these are definitely, as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and just take it out of the box. But we'll break this thing open and strip it. Okay, the only thing we have left in here is we've got all of these barriers that have been spray painted black, and I only painted one of them just to see how it turned out. And I was pretty happy with how it turned out. I'd probably redo it and look even better now. So we've got all these barriers to do. This is by a company called Death Racing. These are sold by a company called Phoenix or whatever. They used to come to the shows, but they don't come to the shows anymore. They don't come to our shows in Florida. They didn't make any sales. And this is a set of gates. Which the gates, I think, have these labels that are almost like transparent start and everything. These things ask to get repainted. these. But I haven't painted these, but probably should because they look pretty good. And last but not least, I got no Japanese food. I got none of my rice baby tea. Well, okay, so that's what I'll look at. I'll be looking for. Not that I need any of them, but I got basically no German vehicles, no Japanese vehicles. Italians, that's another one. Festa pasta. Lamborghinis and shit like that. Is the drivers. And I don't know if these are going to be available anymore because the guy who made them just passed away. So, looks like Malaysia won, by the way, in case you were keeping score. Arizona lost one of its favorite sons. Who's that? I'm not talking about that thing that just happened this last week. I don't want to talk about it. I actually I heard of the guy. I'd never heard of him say anything. I really like this Goblin mobile. This is all plastic, so we got to be careful. We can't strip this thing. There's gonna be problems. There's gonna be problems. We'll melt that to pieces. Is everyone else's vehicle in PowerPoint mode, or is it just me? Just you. I hope I don't have something fucked up. Did I have this? Did it fuck with the settings? I didn't want to fuck with them. Is that better? I don't know. Let's take a look and see what we got for cruise, because I do like the guys having cruise. So I went through, since I now have an organized shop. I don't know, shop is probably a strong word for it. I have a case that I keep all of my, one of them rolling cases, a rolling toolbox. I can find everything. And I have a couple of metal drill bits, so that I knew I had. And take these things apart. So I feel a hankering to work on one of them. What do we got here? We're going to need the super readers for this. There's a... Oh, was this the cannon that was in the other thing? It might have been the cannon that was in the truck. All right, what do we got here? We got a guy that's wearing a gas mask and a trench coat. Okay, cool. These are all 20 millimeter guys. Another one, another redneck dude. Passenger, he's driving a British vehicle. You need to convert your stadium cleaning vehicle. Ah, your Zamboni. You have a Zamboni? A battle Zamboni. Okay, so this is a post-apocalyptic guy. We got a redneck dude. We got a guy wearing a helmet, firing some kind of a pintle mount gun. That's cool. Got a redneck firing a pintle mount gun. Redneck / hippie. I took several of them and turned them into hippies in my in the hippie van. Another guy with a pintle